morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day in Montrose, Colorado, and this is Montrose Matters Live. In the studios, I have Christopher Solis and Nicole Suarez from the PHP agency. And guess what? We got this California dude in town for a few days working with local company here. And so we're going to hear all about what's going on in California. But Christopher, before we even start on that, what do you think of Montrose?
Well, like I was trying to bring the weather from California to here. It didn't happen.
You don't like the cold weather?
I mean, it gets me young. It
keeps you young. Okay. So I'm really 80 years old, but I look like this because, I live in Montrose. With all that said, we're going to chat with these guys here about local entrepreneurship and wealth making. But before we get to that, there are several events that are happening this weekend from the folks who bring us Night Vision is Awakening to God. That is Praise Him Ministries event that is happening. They have a awesome lineup. I think we have a clip of one of the artists that's going to be there. It's on the 16th and the 17th. And then on the 21st, Power Players for local entrepreneurs such as you guys. You need to be at the Power Players Luncheon. We have the DMEA, the new CEO of DMEA and Elevate Fiber, who is going to be giving the presentation. It's great food, great networking, and great information. So be sure to sign up for Power Players. And then on the 23rd, for those, do you guys have kiddos? You have kiddos, yes. Don't you? So Fantastic Fantasia is coming. It'll be at the Pavilion Valley Symphony Association. Did you know we had our own symphony here?
I didn't know that.
To be a community such as ours, to have a full symphony is amazing. But they're putting on Fantastic Fantasia. It's great for the kids, great for families, and just anyone who likes symphonic music. And then, because I just like talking to people and hanging out, there's more networking. The Greater Montrose Chamber of Commerce has their business after hours, and that is going to be on the 28th. So there's lots to do in Montrose. But we wouldn't be able to bring any of this to you without our amazing sponsors. So Alpine Bank, shout out to you. Elevate Fiber, a major shout out to you as well. River Valley Family Health Centers, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the Real Estate Store, we appreciate you underwriting this show and doing everything you can to help us promote Montrose. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Employees, and we were in a double wide trailer with 4 exam rooms. So that's where we started, behind an elementary school. Really focused on taking care of those children. It was a school-based clinic prior to us becoming an FQHC. But very quickly, we realized the community needed a lot more support, a lot more access to healthcare. So in the last 8 years, we've grown to 3 different sites. We have 104 employees now, and we're taking care of about 6,600 unique patients a year.
You're proud to call Colorado home. So are we. Since 1973, we've been giving back to the communities where we live, work, and play across our great state. And we're here to stay. If you're looking for an independent, locally managed community bank where the employees are also the owners, we would like to be your bank. We're Alpine Bank.
Oh, welcome back. Okay, so we've got Nicole and Chris. Do you like to be called Chris or Christopher?
Chris, actually.
Chris, yeah. Okay, so I will correct that. We have Nicole and we have Chris here. So I want to talk about wealth. I want to talk about money. I want to talk about freedom and having enough. So tell me a little bit about why you got into this business, how Chris has helped you, and so forth.
Okay. So I actually got into this business by one of my husband's cousins, and he introduced us to the business. And from there, we just kind of started slowly working on building our business. And the more and more I got into it, I realized how passionate I was about it, and how I really enjoy educating families, helping people, and to be able to do that and to provide that service. It's a tough industry to get into, just to learn it all and try to figure it out. But it's been super helpful with having Chris
in town.
Yeah,
tell us about PHP and that agency, so we'll know exactly what to blame your husband for, right? Or your husband's cousin.
Yeah, exactly. So PHP stands for People Helping People.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So we're a financial services firm, a brokerage firm. So we represent and market for multiple different carriers. And so life insurance, retirement plans, debt solutions, we've got multiple carriers that we can work with to be able to provide those services to families depending on their needs. So,
Okay. And so, Nicole, you, first of all, you guys have an event coming up on Wednesday. Anyone can come, right?
Yes.
And the way you're promoting this, it's called Wine and Wealth.
Yes.
All right. So you had me at wine, so I'll be there, and you had me at wealth. So it's
Two together works
exactly
great.
it's a double whammy.
Yeah.
Can I blame your husband for that too?
Yes.
Okay. So, but you have a full-time job, career. And tell us why you were interested in this. And then I want to talk to Chris because you have been building this team all over the country for some time now.
yeah.
So what? Yes.
So I'm currently a dental hygienist. I've been a dental hygienist for 12 years now. And so I still do that full time, and I love it. I love what I do. But this is just something that my husband and I are doing part time. He's got his full time job. I've got my full time. And then there's the kids. That's a whole full time job too, right? And
So
so
you sleep when?
yeah, midnight to 2 a.m. A couple hours there. But so yeah, so I still do that. I enjoy doing that. Love connecting. Again, it's the education, being able to connect, make relationships, have those relationships with people. And so now I feel I can do it on a different level, but also do it where I have more freedom as far as like my own schedule, working around my family, having more time with my kids, which is super important to me.
Oh, of course. Well, you're a good mom. The rest of us are like, go off and do something.
Just go figure it out.
Just go figure it out.
Did you eat today? As long as you're bathed.
It's all
Even
good,
bathing,
right?
sometimes that's like, oh.
Parenting, you have to love it. So, Chris, tell us, is Nicole your ideal agent? Like this, tell us what you're looking for in agents and how you try and help them get more freedom financially as well.
Well, I'll say is that they're a great example as parents, great example what their careers that they do already, and as parents and as a marriage, I admire what they do and example that they do. What we look for is we look for independence. We look for individuals that have ambition and that want to strive to help people. That's what we look for.
Okay.
So, I mean, I guess in a center like that, like that's our main focus because we can work with that.
And tell us about the agency that you built and the agents under you. How many do you have right now?
So got started 5 years ago,
Okay.
and it was just me licensed, and we wanted to be able to expand nationwide. So the company itself has over 25,000 licensed agents nationwide.
Oh, wow.
Out of my agency, we have over 200 licensed agents under my organization that we've been able to branch out to different locations. So it's going really well, and big projects that we have here in Montrose in Colorado.
Great. And so tell us about the projects that you have here in Montrose.
So, aside from the event that we're going to have, which I'm most excited about, when I put wine, I got more excited than the one event. So, that's what we got going on, the Wine and Wealth. And I know that Nicole and Rafa have been looking into even purchasing their own building, which for me, I was like, that's amazing. After working with us about a year, and they're already, I want to say that they're making the same amount of money as part-time basis what they're currently work at with PHP at the current position. And them already saying like, yeah, we want to buy a building. And it's been over a year. I'm just like impressed with their development and their growth. So that's pretty much what we got going on with Montrose.
Okay. There is something unique. I've been spending, you've been in town for a few days. So I've had a couple of hours to just get to know you and know your agents. There is something that is truly unique about them. You guys are like all Latina, correct? I'm not even sure I'm even saying that correctly. But so there's this big family going on. I'll hear English, I'll hear Spanish, and what I call Spanglish.
right.
Yeah.
You're
That sounds about
serving
right.
the underserved.
Yeah.
So was that part of your business plan, or did you just gravitate to that when because of your background?
So for me, I know when I left school, high school and college, the only thing I learned about money is how to count it, how to spend it. That's the only financial education I got. So when I wanted to figure out, okay, cool. So in California, financially, it's expensive to be there. And
No,
of
not
course
in California.
Not in California. That's not a thing, right?
And I'm sorry, what part of California?
Where you're paying $5 a gallon for gas. That part of California.
So you're talking LA County, right?
Yes,
oh
LA County, Los
my
Angeles.
goodness. Okay. So the cheapest place on the planet to live, Los Angeles,
Absolutely.
California. Okay. So tell us about building wealth in LA.
Well, like I said, that's where I'm from. That's where my local office is, and I got started because I started understanding 9 out of 10 people I sit down with don't know anything about finances.
Yes.
So that was a big surprise for me, and there was a big demand that was needed for me to be able to fill that demand, and it was just a no-brainer. And then I look at more in the Latino community.
Can you say that again? Because I can't say it like that. Latina?
Latino.
Latino.
There you go.
Oh,
there you
got
go.
it,
There you go. Nailed it.
Just rolled off the tongue.
okay.
So what we're noticing is not just in the Latino, but also in the African American community, where this is something that is never talked about. When you're sitting at a kitchen table, you don't talk about religion, politics, finances, relationship, anything like that, right? So that's really been a hinder for a lot of families and individuals to be able to grow and develop. And I love our company because it's not just about finances, it's also about leadership, it's also about working together as a team. I was on a call for about an hour with an individual that has been working at a corporate job, and he understood that, one, he's been struggling financially and trying to put the pieces together in his life. And we just had a 1 hour conversation, and it's just me guiding him, coaching him, and just saying like, hey, look, I've been in your shoes before. I know how it is to where you're at financially, where you're struggling with this, relationship-wise, financial-wise. And it's a process to be able to go through that and understand that what it takes to be able to get out of that.
Right.
So it's not, like I said, just about the finance. It's about the leadership position.
So you said that you gravitated to the Latino and the African American. Did you know it's African American, by the way?
I wouldn't. No,
there's no way. Okay,
Yes.
just figured I'd point that
More
out.
like Dominican.
Yeah.
Costa Rica.
When you said Buenos Dias, I was like, oh, it's Dominican.
See, that was my Spanglish. I am from Texas.
Just like a
But do you believe that those minorities come to you in your agency, one, because you're a reflection of them and they feel safer? I'll have to confess, I heard you on the phone the other day, and you were starting in English, then you would speak in, explain in Spanish, because my assumption is the person didn't really understand what you were saying in English, but you were able to explain it in Spanish. And when you don't speak the same language, it's difficult to trust
There's
people.
a barrier.
Exactly.
So.
The
Communication barrier for
yes.
sure.
So the person on the other line, if I'm speaking to them, may not, if they don't truly understand what I'm saying, may not trust what I'm saying because
they don't fully understand it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a gap I believe that you guys are filling, and it's. Am I guessing right? Is that a true assumption?
So
Absolutely.
if I can say like a little brief thing, the typical agent in the 1970s was a Caucasian individual. As the years gone on, a typical agent now is a 61-year-old Caucasian male. That's a typical financial agent in our industry. So like you said earlier, which was amazing, is that most individuals listen to and trust individuals that look and talk like them.
Right.
So what's going on? The Latino community doesn't communicate with that. Or even the African American community doesn't communicate or have that same like cultural or burial thing. So that's where we're changing the way that financial literacy is being distributed to families.
I love that. Financial literacy is being redistributed to families. Love that. So, you know what? I need to take a commercial break. They're going to kill me if I don't do that.
Okay.
So let me take a quick break. We'll be right back because I have more questions. I mean, I really want to be wealthy.
At the Real Estate Store, we're a group of real estate professionals who share all forms of property brokering in an innovative way. Our expertise and experience makes us the best choice for buyers and sellers. Our brokers are ready to assist you, either in person or virtually. Come visit us in historic downtown Montrose and experience for yourself the difference of our personal, professional property brokers.
believe it? Just like Gigfoot, zero-lag gaming does exist. The real myth now? Slow internet made you lose. So step up your game with Elevate Internet today.
Okay, and we are back, and we are talking to Nicole, and I almost called you Raphael because you were talking about your husband. So Nicole and Chris, I'm not going to say Christopher because, you know, that would be way too proper to go with the wine and wealth, Christopher. Yes, I'm going to get in trouble later. So, Chris, what they didn't tell you is we have a local cooperative here called DMEA and Elevate Fiber, and you probably saw that commercial when we took a commercial break. So, you were supposed to bring cheese balls. Didn't you know, the cheese balls? No one told you?
I left them in the car.
Okay.
I was rushing in here.
Every week I talk about those darn cheese balls and no one brings them. So one day I'm going to be surprised, but now I can blame the California guy.
You're right.
That's one thing.
Got to be somebody in the room to blame, right?
Yes.
You know,
they probably don't even have cheese balls in LA,
I'm
right?
from California, and any problems going on in California is like, it's California.
Everybody's problem.
It's a California thing.
Let's California.
It's a California thing. We're blaming it all. So we're going to talk about wine wealth and cheese balls, but I will let it go, I promise. But, you know, we were talking about engaging with the underserved and using, you know, your dual languages, which I love, by the way. Isn't that awesome? That, you know,
Super fortunate to have that. Like, it's such a blessing for...
So there's a gentleman here who's been bucking to be the co-host. You guys all know Bud Taylor, right?
Yes.
So, you know, Bud is Latino as well, and you never guess it. But his family, his generation, or his grandmother's generation, never spoke Spanish because there was a stigma attached to it. And, you know, I've traveled all over the world, and I know there are two languages you have to know no matter where you've been. And it is English and it is Spanish. And I have tried to muddle my way through French, and they're like, give it up. Can you know,
why are you?
Hablo español. And I'm like, un poquito. And so, did you like that?
Yeah.
Did I do it?
Got it.
Yes. Gosh, man, forget about school.
I'm just going to talk to you.
Spanish class later tonight, 101.
But it is it definitely is a benefit in your business. Absolutely. And I believe that if we can help blue collar folks learn about, you know, managing their money and understand that they too can earn or become wealthy and secure down the road. Wow, what would we be doing not only for Montrose, this community as a whole,
but the country as a whole?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a huge impact for sure.
I think we've been able to see it in our country. I mean, our company, in our company specifically. In the past, I want to say over 12 years in our company, we've seen that from blue collar to becoming an entrepreneur. So a lot of success stories, and you have examples here today.
Yes. So I do want to talk about that. So we have two entrepreneurs here. You both just went out on faith and said, we're going to do this. Is this for everyone? You know, do you feel that this is a strategy that everyone could use? The building wealth and making decisions to either become an entrepreneur or take time off or to retire early. Is this truly possible for the average person?
I can say yes, because when you're working with us, you can do this part-time basis. And there's individuals that just want to add additional income to what they're already doing. And then there's individuals that want to do this full-time and literally just break the financial chain in their family and put themselves in a better financial position and create that legacy. So there's two different types of people. So I would say yes, we meet the part-time as well as the full-timers.
Okay.
I think it is a mindset as well. You know, like going and transitioning from your typical 9 to 5, what we're always told, go to school, get good grades, right? Go work for somebody else kind of thing. So it's that mindset of our society tells us that's like success, right, is what to do. And so it's, I think, a mindset of figuring out, like, I can do this, right? The average person can do this.
Yeah, so you're basically redefining success to make
special.
it fit.
Yeah, there's there's nothing special about us that we said, oh, we're, you know, anybody can do it. It's something that you just put your mind to it, you learn, and Go with
So
it.
I love success stories. Can you tell me one? You've been in, 5 years you're doing this. Has someone that you have helped through your program, are they more confident? Has their life changed? Have you heard any good feedback?
Well, I mean, I think we have an example right here. And I mean, Nicole can kind of give you her experience. Specifically this month, they're doing really good in PHP. I like to be able to come every other month or every 2 months to be able to see updates and what's going on the next project.
No, you just like Montrose.
I just like Montrose, right? Yeah, no, my wife, she was here the other time and she loved it. She loved the scenery. You don't get the scenery like this in LA.
Oh, no.
So I think I would say, since, you know, Nicole's here, she has been an inspiration to a lot of individuals where I have my agents calling her all the way from LA for advice.
Nice.
But I mean, I'd rather you just share your experience of what's going on this month for you.
So yeah, I mean, what we've been able to like double, triple our income just in the first 2 weeks that we've been working in.
I'm sorry.
And
Just maybe I misheard. What did you say?
for all the people in the back,
I know. I might be in the wrong business. You what?
so we're what, the 20th or 15th? We're the 15th, not even the 20th yet. First 2 weeks of our commission cycle, we've doubled and tripled our income for these 2 weeks in our commission cycle.
Okay. So we know what you do for a living,
Right,
you know,
right.
and so you are a married couple, you work outside of the home, and with this program, you have doubled and tripled your income this month.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been pretty awesome.
That's amazing.
And I've seen, and I think a lot of it has been inspiration from other people and like their success stories. You know, there's an individual who is, I think Rodolfo Vargas, he's been in the industry now for, I think 8 years he's going on.
8 to 9 years,
yeah. Started as a janitor at a Sears, right? And now he's he's a multimillionaire in the company. So that just goes to show you that a janitor at Sears can do it, then why the heck can't we,
Yes.
right? So,
And you know, what I love about this is you're right here in Montrose, okay? So if you have doubled and tripled your income, that means that you have helped other people here in Montrose either, you know, to gain wealth themselves. Amazing for our community.
Yeah.
Truly amazing.
it's so cool to see when people are like, oh, I've always wanted to get a life insurance policy. I hear that all the time, but I just don't know where to go and I don't know who to talk to or where to start, you know? And until I've approached them, I'm like, oh, hey, would you, you know, you been interested in learning more about, oh yeah, I've been in, but it's not on everybody's to-do list, right? To like go out and buy life insurance today, right? Like, it's not on your, like, I got to get that checked off my list today. And so it's been such a blessing to be able to, you know, one, it's nice because I do know a lot of people in the community and am able to relate to them and know, you know, a lot of maybe how they grew up, whether financial literacy was something that we didn't learn it in school. So I went to the same school they did. So I'm pretty sure that we're all kind of on that same level of, you know, the financial literacy, unless they got it, you know, separate from their family, right?
Well, and I'm not sure I would have ever used those words together, financial and literacy, you know, but you're right, it's a thing.
It's a thing that we just don't, and it's unfortunate.
Right.
So that's our goal, is to be able to bring that back so that everybody has that opportunity to be able to understand what they have and what they can have.
And the folks that you have helped, do you believe they've been paycheck to paycheck and just they can't see past the 1st of the month or the 15th of the month or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've worked with people who, are very wealthy, right? And they've started from somewhere. I think everybody sees that success of like, oh, this person's successful, but they don't see the late nights and the early mornings and the, you know, everything that goes into it. So we've worked with very successful people, but also people who they're like, you know, I want something for my family that are barely making it. And if they've taken, that's like an important thing for them, then I've done my job to show and provide value to that family. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so if they're carving out, you know, $20, $30 out of when they're barely making it to be able to protect their family,
then anybody
can do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's
There's
a
no
good
there's no
point.
reason. They took away the excuses.
Okay. So Wednesday, 6 p.m. at the Hampton Inn. Chris, you're in town.
Yes.
Will you be presenting the seminar?
Yes, we both are.
Okay. Will you tell us, besides being able to drink wine, what will we hear? What will we? Just for those
Wine
who
and
really
food.
want to learn about wealth building and not just network, but.
Aside from the wine, the cheese, and the fun part of it, you're also gonna have
balls.
another part, and the cheese balls. Don't forget the cheese balls.
We'll have to take cheese balls.
We'll definitely have somebody send it out and make sure it's right there for everybody under their
A
seats.
big.
You might
Right?
be my favorite person today. You may be. Drew, I don't know. They're just, you might have to have him back.
There you go.
Co-host Bud Taylor might be upset though.
Just give me a little signature here.
I know.
My name right here. And
Sticky note.
See,
the
at
time
least-
show, and then there's my name right
Yes, at least you're
And
not
there's
trying to
Bud.
strike through my name like Bud Taylor was.
there. Well, I'll tell you this, and I'll make it short, because I want to save the fun for you guys to be able to be there on October 20th, is that we're going to show the different ways of how money works, so the 3 money laws and where people put their money. So you're going to get to be able to be intrigued and also entertained, because I like making people laugh. But you're going to be able to see what this market's been doing the past 3 decades and how to be able to put yourself in a better financial position. So you're going to have a lot of fun being there if you're going to be able to show up at this location.
Okay, so Hampton Inn, and that is Wednesday, October the 20th at 6 o'clock p.m.
Yep.
Everyone's invited. You
Yes.
don't need to RSVP, but if you do call, and if you call 970-209-5148 to register, we'll also put this online, then you'll be entered to win a special drawing. There's
Yeah.
something you're
Yeah.
giving away.
You have
Is
to
it-
be there to see.
Yeah.
I gave
Yeah.
away a money tree once. True story. So
There you go.
we're gonna have to
go,
wait
right
and
in
see.
that same-
Exactly. All right. Anything I forgot to ask you guys?
No, I much appreciate your time, and thank you so
Yeah,
much for
thanks
having
for
us on your
having
show.
us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate
Okay,
you.
so I have one more question, and that question is, what has been your very favorite thing to do while you've been in here in Montrose?
Oh, I'll tell you this. Rafa, one time, her husband took me to the mountains. Where was that location of that?
They went out to Black Canyon.
Oh my God, that was fantastic.
Black Canyon and the
by way.
Gunnison is amazing.
It's beautiful, and like I said, you don't have what you guys have here in LA. So I take the nature and take the environment, the people. It's just different here. So
Good.
I appreciate it a lot.
Well, thank you very much, Chris, for joining us.
Thank you.
It is always a pleasure to have you, and we'll see you guys next week.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.